In this video, we are going to be discussing Matric upgrade and rewrites specifically. We are not yet talking to new matriculants, we are talking to matriculants who were upgrading and rewriting this past 2024 year, and particularly if your results came back as less than desirable to you. So we are going to discuss what is the way forward for you. Should you be asking for a remark, or should you be going to rewrite again? Those are some of the questions that we are going to answer in this video. For those of you that are not aware, I have been working with people who are rewriting and upgrading Matric for the past 5 years. So I'm going to be talking about some of the cases that I have seen in my experience of students coming to me with certain type of results and asking me what is the way forward with this. So one common case that I have seen most of the times is students who show up with a statement that shows the same results. What does that mean? It means that in their statement, let's say in their Matric they got 22%, and then they rewrite, they still get the same 22%. So their rewrite results are exactly the same results that they got when they were doing Matric. So it looks like there was no difference whatsoever. So that is the first possible result that we are going to discuss. The second is for students who say the percentage of their marks went up, but the level is still the same. So you moved from a 23 to a 25. That is still the same level. It doesn't take you to the same level. And then there are some students who say, I just needed only 1% to get to the next level. These are the students who would get 29, 59, 49, and they want to know what should they do with when their results are like that, because we are just so close. And then we also have students who got the same mark and the same level for all subject, which is usually very suspicious. And then there was also students who did great in all subjects but one. So one of the subjects that they were upgrading just did not perform well. So when your results look like that, what should you be doing? The first question that most students do ask is, should I ask for a remark or should I apply for a remark? Now when you look at the back of your statement, you will see all the details that you necessarily need for a remark. So if you want to go the route of a remark, the details will be at the back of your Matric statement. In my humble opinion, I don't advise students to go for a remark because I don't think that it is worth the trouble. Usually when you go remark, your marks do not even have a significant change. There's also some cases where it decreases because you lose one of those 2 free marks that you have been given out of generosity. So I'd never seen a case where a remark was ever worth it. So I wouldn't advise it. For you to understand why remarks never really pan out, you need to understand why are your results coming up the way that they are. So first of all, in the first case where you have your results being the same as they were before, looking like nothing ever changed, you are even wondering, was my script ever marked? Usually in those cases is because you probably got a lower mark. So usually what happens is, when you have your statements, let's say you write life sciences, right? You write life sciences, you got 22, this is in your Matric year, and then you go upgrade and you get a 19. When you go to combine those statements, what they will do, they will take the higher mark, meaning the 22 that you got in your Matric year. So usually when somebody gets a lower mark, they just automatically put you back to the original mark that you got, because to avoid the thing of people coming to combine results that are less. So usually when your results are the same is usually because you got a lower mark. Number 2, we also have to factor in the case of a CAS mark. Let's not forget that if you have done your Matric within the past 5 years, your CAS mark is still very active. And because your CAS mark is very active, it means that it is affecting your final results. So you could have found yourself in a position where your CAS mark is so low that what you did in all your capability of the efforts that you were able to put according to your own capacity was not able to pick up that much, because it is being affected by that CAS mark. Remember, you're only working for 75%. And then lastly, the other reason that we have to consider mostly, especially with people that are upgrading and who wrote in June. Remember, the matric syllabus usually is done in 10 months. 10 months, I'm counting January to October. That's what you do in a normal school, right? And when you are upgrading and you are writing in June, you are trying to do what's being done in 10 months, and you are trying to do in less than that, half that time, if not even less than half. So most of the time it's the effect of you just didn't have enough time to get those marks. So then what is the way forward if you're not gonna go ask for a remark? Should you then rewrite or upgrade again? Now, here it's a question that can be answered in two ways. If you completely failed and you didn't get an exam entry whatsoever, I'm talking about you did not get a higher certificate, you did not get a diploma, talk less of a bachelor's degree, that's when you could consider going to rewrite, because basically you do not have matric. So in that situation, I would advise you go rewrite your matric. But if you have passed your matric with either a higher certificate or a diploma and up, I would advise that you should not rewrite again. My reasoning is very simple. There are other alternative options that I feel like most of the time when students show me their results of what they're trying to upgrade, and as a person trying to upgrade from a level 5 to a level 6, those students, I always say to them that I would rather, if I was in their shoes, this is my advice by the way, if I were in their shoes, I would go to university. I would apply for university. Let's say I wanted to do education, right? I wanted to be a teacher. I would advise you to start with that higher certificate, because I have seen this work out in real life where somebody close to me started a qualification with a higher certificate and they went up through that course. So they started a higher certificate with UNISA, and as they pass that higher certificate, they do the next thing and the next thing. And what's good about this is that with that higher certificate, at least you have in your hand a higher qualification than just 3 matric statements that you were doing 3 years in a row. You also have the options of going the diploma route. If that's what you got, you do a diploma, and then from getting your diploma, you apply for an advanced diploma. And then you also have the route of going to TVET colleges, especially for people who are saying, what I'm trying to do is engineering, for example, and that's a course that needs higher marks in university. But in TVET colleges, you can enter with your marks as low as they are. And what's good about them is that they will give you that skill that makes you more employable. So you will be more employable coming from TVET colleges. My advice would be, go look for success stories of people who went through these routes and see how successful they are from just doing that. And then lastly, one other common question that I have with matric statements is about combining. People want to know, should they be combining their statements, and where should they be combining their statements? To combine your statements is very easy. You just go to the department and they combine them from you. But it is not something that you should stress yourself about. It is not necessary. So if you are applying and you're saying your problem is that when you're applying, they're asking you to upload one result, right? There's one tab for you to upload one file. What you do is you combine your statements into one PDF. And then when you upload it, it's going to be one file, but it will have 2 statements. I know that there are some of you that are very concerned and nervous about the final outcome of your results. I want to take this opportunity to encourage you to not discount yourself just yet. You probably did better than you are thinking, and I made this video to just show you that there is a way forward. You're not going to be stuck just because your results are less than desirable. So if there's anything that you take from this video, is that you have options. You have many alternatives for you to go forward. So don't discount yourself just yet. If you have any other questions, concerns, and comments, leave them for me in the comment section below, and I will get to them as soon as I can.
To have YouTube recommend you more of my videos, be sure to click the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below.